are reaching the strip. We're going to see Team 10, Team 5, Team 3, Team 2 already dropping as 1, 8 and 7 are going poles apart. We're going to look at 1 who are making it right onto the right hand side of Riverside, while Keratin could be the spot where Team number 8 might be going. Shipyard is going to be the location Team number 7 are going. The Graveyard might be attracting a couple of teams at this point, as we're going to look at Team number 10, Lawless Boys, who are making their way onto the strip to see if they can get the loot as soon as possible, and also they just might be ready for a fight.
And yep, we are with Team Lawless Boys, who is towards the thing. As we can see, Team number 3 and Team number 9, they are towards this clock tower, so this could get really messy for both of these teams. As we can see, Srivash is going in for the kills from Team Olmong. He gets a couple of shots over there, and Team number 9, they don't really have guns, so they need to try and deny Srivash from getting the kills, but he needs to go for a reload. He do not have any ammo, but he has backup in the form of Boss, who played such a clutch towards that previous map. As they're just going to try and find some more weaponry before they go in for the kills, as they know Team number 9 is stuck towards that compound.
Well, that's pretty interesting to see what will be the case, because this is going to be really interesting for the fact that so many teams have been coming right into the middle, and this is going to be maybe KMC and Old Monks might just probably be heading into a fight pretty soon into the game, as we're going to look at Hedge, who is making his way on the right side, and we might just see Bishnoi as well as Free Harsh probably spotting out one of those guys, and we're going to see some damage coming in, and seems like they probably would be spotting, if at all they're going to make the ascent onto the stairs. This is going to be interesting to see if they can probably hold it out maybe and try to make sure they just might be fighting it out pretty much later into the game, and I think that's something they might be thinking about, and that's something which they need to think about and maybe step up the game, because Team number 3 have been pretty good, and meanwhile we're going to look at Illuminati's players who are going to go down. Just one person going down courtesy of Jigger from GJ Kings. That's going to be the first blood being drawn, and that's going to be a knockout coming into their favor. 10 teams still alive into this, 39 still alive, as we still haven't seen the guy who just got knocked out going down.
Yep, and now we are Team KMC having some weaponry, but we look at this Team number 5, they are having their compound to themselves. Nexus, who is having that high ground, also getting a couple of loots in their favor, so no really early fights going on over here. But once again, we see KMC taking down Roy the Killer, so they will get another kill on the board. Meanwhile, we'll see Team I and D moving towards this graveyard area, but little do they know Team Fab is holding towards that top side of them. As we will jump with Team Good Job Kings, following Raj. Meanwhile, Olmong, Vishal, Boss, and Sriraj, they are crunching in towards Team number 9. They know Team number 9 was there. They went for the early engagement, but unfortunately they didn't have enough ammo to actually finish them off, and they still have the indication that they are still close within. And KMC, they already have some weapons behind them, so this fight could happen anytime soon. Just waiting for which team would actually spot out which team first. As KMC, they are also going in for the kill. As Olmong, I mean, Siraj is only having so little HP, but already losing one member for that team. I mean, they will need to try to synchronize this attack. As KMC, they will have the slight advantage, knowing that they have already taken one member of team number 3 down.
Well, yes, they just might be playing it safe at this point, I guess, because even though they have got the kill, they have that one-man advantage. It will be interesting to see if they could probably just go for the fight, because we're going to look at KMC just playing it really safe, and they're not even thinking about going for the fight at this point, as we're going to look at team number 3 making their way right towards the southern part of the clock tower to see if they can salvage some kind of a med kit or some kind of a health pack to see if they can restore Free Harsh's health, because that's something which is going to be really interesting to see if they could probably do that, because if not, it might just haunt them into the late game, because they are already one person down. And if at all, Free Harsh might be falling down at this point, that wouldn't be something they would probably be wanting at this point of time especially.
Yeah, but Vishal, he knows that team number 9, they are still towards there. He is just keeping eyes on them like an eagle, trying to spot out their rotations before they actually going for the kills. But Boss will actually overextend, gets taken down to almost half of his HP, but he will just reposition and keep the information to his team, as they want to go in for revenge, as this time Satan is going in for the kill, but unfortunately we're not really doing but he will be just repositioning and try to go in for the heal, as he's also been taken on to slightly above half HP, as he really needs to choose his engagement properly. As moving towards this side, we'll see team number 10 and team number 2 go in for this engagement, but team number 2, they are split up. Nexus, they have 2 men across the bridge and 2 men behind the bridge, so this could get a little bit messy for them if they cannot actually cover each other.
Well, they're playing it safe. I mean, they're not even willing to take any risk. While we are going to look at TSG, the winners of the Booyah for the last, 2 of the last 3 games, and we're going to look at Lawless Boys who are going to join that against team number 2, and that's going to be 1 kill coming in for one of those players, and that's going to be Ashu, who's going to be 1 person towards the right hand side, while a couple of them are there from the left hand side, and seems like they might just be spotting it out, as mine is going to do a lot of damage onto Upesh. Lawless Boys just with 1 person down already. They have something not really going in their way, the numbers advantage in particular, but then looking at their health and all of that, that's not something which they would be looking forward to as well. And we're going to look at Vishnoy from team number 3 trying to zipline himself away, and meanwhile team number 4's players, TSG's players, are going to spot him out, and seems like they might just be playing it really safe, as Vishnoy is going to go and try to make sure he's going to live to fight another fight at this point. And meanwhile, we're going to look at Old Monk's players. Boss is going to go down.
This time around, Boss, he will go down. He was trying to stay alive, so it's only Bishol this time on the hands of Old Monk. Can he do what Boss did in the last game? Is yet to be seen, because despite being only on 30 players, we still have 10 teams alive, and most of this team have multiple players, so it's only Bishol, the last member of team Boss O there, so we'll see whether he can replicate the form of his teammate in this game. As this time around, we jump onto team KMC. They have 2 players alive. Despite having 2 kills, they have lost their main man, which is Satan, who managed to get that 2 kills for them. And they are under a lot of pressure as TSG. They are moving in, but they get knocked down. But TSG, they are coming in for the revenge kill. And this could get very ugly, as we'll see the trades go in back and forth. But TSG, they managed to keep 3 members alive, only losing Ritik in that situation, and still having 4 kills, so they're looking likely that they want to continue their form and finish at least within the top 3 once again.
Well, yes, that's something they would probably be wanting to do that, because seems like we're going to look at Team Nexusion. That's going to be just 1 person again from Nexusion. They had a really good start coming in, as we will be looking at just 1 person coming in. He is making his way towards the northern side, as we are going to look at team number 10's players who are right behind him as well. So the zone is moving. Team IND already onto the border of the safe zone, as they might just not be met with anyone as soon as yet, because team number 6 might just be busy with team number 4 at this point of time. They're just making their way out there, as team number 10 might be joining the fight as well. So this might be a 3-way fight coming in for 10, 4 and 6, because this is just about seconds or minutes away from seeing if at all they might be taking a fight, while team number 10's players are just going to be right out there, and it looks like it's going to be Vasir who's going to get knocked down. He might just be taking out 1 more person, as Lawless Boys are just left with 1 more guy, and he might be going down as well. So Lawless Boys are going to go down courtesy of Shahid from TSG, making the play again and making sure that there are just 2 more people from his team who are going to be still alive, and seems like that's going to be Shahid who's going to go down, which is going to leave just 1 person remaining for team number 4. It happens to be Gurkiran. However, we're going to look at GJ Kings, who are trying to make their way and trying to make sure that TSG are not going to have that laugh which they had in the last 3 games by finishing in the top 3 in all of them. As we're going to look at Gurkirat, who is making the long way across. Maybe he does have a lot of health and armor with him for him to go all the way along and try to make sure that he might just be reaching it by the time. And we're going to look at 3 kills coming in for GJ Kings, as they finally are getting the start which they wanted to. All they need to do is just make sure, and they are just playing around with that. And I think that is something very much possible, given that it's so early into the game and they can still try to get something out of that. As Nexusion's Sitanath's going to be the only person alive for him, as he just might not be able to get taken by anyone at that point. He is pretty safe, while team number 7's Fabulous 50 are waiting patiently at the Pochenog area to see if they can probably spot out people. And we just see Inter who might just be spotting out old Monks Bishnoi. If at all he is going to have his eyes wide open, and seems like that is not going to be the case, because in about 30 more seconds we might be just seeing the next zone coming in, and I think that will be interesting to see what will be the fight between all these teams, because we're still left with 8 teams, and however just 22 people alive, and seems like team number 5 might just be spotting out Bishnoi if at all they are a little quick. Team number 7 might just be joining the fight pretty soon if at all they are going to take one at this point of time.
Yep, and the UAV has been deployed, so teams can actually go and get it if they want. As this time we jump onto team number 7, still within the circle, so they are in a good position. As we can see, Illuminati is going for the thing and might even be rewarded. As we get jump onto Illuminati F this time around, already losing a member with not having a kill, but with just 22 members alive, if they can actually choose their engagements and fights properly, they could actually finish a little bit higher on the leaderboard. As this time around we'll see team Fabulous 50, they are holding towards this tower, this high ground. This place is loved by so many of this team, and time again can prove beneficial getting multiple kills from this spot, because they can just duck and hide and even spot out their movement before showing their face and releasing their fire, so information can be gained before shots can be released, but no one is actually coming towards that crosshair. But little do we know, this time around we are jumping to team I and D, and they might be under a lot of pressure as team number 7 is quite close to them.
Well, yes, this is interesting to see, because we still, like I said, we just have still about 8 more teams, which is going to be interesting, because we're going to look at Gurkira, who's just wading his way through the zone to see if he can spot out team number 6's players, and I think that will be a good revenge coming in, because at that point of time, his team was almost wiped out by team number 6, who happened to be GJ Kings.
And finally, team Olmong, they get eliminated in position number 8 this time around, so they're not really going to get much points on their placement and also kills. So despite doing so well in the previous 2 games, they have dropped points in game number 4, and this could be detrimental on how the leaderboard shapes up after this.
Well, this is interesting, because we're going to see TSG, who might just be making a fight between team number 5 or maybe team number 6 at this point of time, because Gurkirat has no other option. He needs to do something about that, and he's just going to stay right in front of the zone to see if he can do something about that, as GJ Kings are still right behind him, and I think they're going to spot him out. I think Storm is going to spot him out, and we might just be seeing TSG bowing out for the first time without any, without in the top half, but I don't think he's going to take that fight. GJ Kings are probably just going to play it safe, just trying to go for the end game, and I think that is something which is pretty good coming in. But he just had a good, he just had a good aim there. He could have probably taken it out.
While there's a lot of pressure over here. He is chased down by 4 members, so I don't know what he can actually do to try and stay alive. He's trying to make a run for it, but little does he know, if he were to overstep that angle also, team number 6 is waiting on the other side, so he really needs to try and figure out what his next move is going to be. Managed to heal up himself, but for how long more he can actually stay alive.
He's just playing it out to win, and it seems like he is going to get spotted. And meanwhile, we're going to see Team Nexusion going down, and they are going to get eliminated, which is going to leave us just with 5 teams remaining. And Team IND are going to go down in the process as well. So Team 4 are still into this. They just got down. Beg your pardon. As we're going to look at Team number 5, who are making their way to salvage what they can from the person. That happens to be TSG for the first time going down in not in the top 3, so this is quite interesting to see what will be the case, as Team IND are going to make their way, as they are trying to go right on to team number 6, and they might just be met upon by team number 7 as well. So this is a wonderful position that team number 7 and 6 are at, and I think team number 7 could have a really good angle, and they might just be able to take down team number 5 as well as team number 6, because this is interesting. It's going to be Indra who's going to spot out people. He's going to take out, he's almost about to take out a giant. Seems like it's going to be 2 more people for team number 5 who might just be going down. Kai Thunde is going to go down, and we might just be seeing 1 more person going down, as Indra is probably going to get his second kill, and that is going to leave just 2 people alive for team number 5, and they have to cross them in case they want to get there alive. And I think team number 7 are making the plays pretty well for them, as Fabulous 50 are going to make sure there's just going to be 1 person alive for team number 5, and he might just be going down as well. So ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be team IND who are going to bow out of game number 4, as we are going to live, as we just going to be left with team number 7 team number 1, team number 8, and team number 6, who are right under team number 7. So this is interesting. They have no idea that team number 6 are right under them. As GJ King, just 2 people alive in their team. It's just going to be Radhiva as well as Raj who are going to be the 2 people alive, and they're just going to play it safe. They're right near the safe zone, and maybe, if at all, they just want to make sure that all the other 3 teams are going to take a fight. They might just be ending up victorious. It seems like the nade coming in from one of the players from team number 7 is going to take down Noob Army's Abhishek, which is going to leave them with 1 person down, as Illuminati are going to be the new kill leaders of this game. And we're going to look at all the 4 people for team number 7 who are pretty much in the cause of maybe just trying to win this out, as Blackhawk is going to be 1 person who is right under team number 7, and they might just be able to spot him out pretty much soon, as we are going to look at Anjaying, who is probably just trying to play it safe at this point. He just needs to make sure that he is going to spot all the people from team number 7. That is going to be a lot of information coming in for them, and we might just be looking at 1 person who just might be going down for Illuminati, and that's going to be Blackhawk, who is going to get knocked down. So that's going to be a 4-on-4 fight coming in between team number 1 and 7. So this is interesting to see what will be the case, because team number 7 are right into the zone. So this is going to be pretty hard for team number 8 as well as 1 to make it. But then the advantage which they have is going to be that they have nothing to go for cover, because we're going to look at team number 7, all the 4 of them making their way right on top of the bridge. So that is not going to give them a lot of cover. So in case team number 8 are going to take this fight, Illuminati could just make sure that they might be the victorious ones by just trying to make sure that they might be taking it out, as we are going to look at just 3 teams into this, and in 10 seconds we're going to see the zone playing in, and 9 people alive. So this is going to be a 4 versus 3 versus 2 at this point of time, and we're going to look at a lot of damage being taken there by one of the guys from team Illuminati. 4 people from team number 7 still about playing it pretty aggressive. So team number 1 have this disadvantage, given that they are just 1 person down compared to team number 8, while we're going to look at a 2-person advantage coming in when they are going to look at team number 9. Team number 7, it seems like it's going to be 1 person from team number 8 who's going to go down, which is going to just leave them with 1 more guy, and it seems like that is going to be team Illuminati going down, which is going to leave us with the new kill leaders, and Fabulous 50 might just be taking the booyah in this game. That's going to be Dark Noob, who is going to be under fire, and all the 4 people are making their way, and that probably might be just 1 more person, who happens to be Mr. Irish, and this could probably be the first time we're going to see a team with all the 4 people getting the booyah, and I think Mr. Irish is going to have a really hard task about taking the 4 people down, and he is going to be cornered at this point, and there you have it, and just about seconds we will see him down.
Finally he will be finished off, and no, I mean Fabulous 50, they will win with 4 members alive. What a convincing booyah shown in there by Team Fabulous 50.
The push-ups coming in from Fabulous 50, and rightly said, they deserve that, because all the 4 people still alive into the game, and they were able to get the booyah for themselves. For the first time, we're going to see someone different who are getting the booyah. We saw about 2 wins for TSG, 1 for Old Monks, and now for the first time we're going to see Fabulous 50. This time around, we're not going to see any of the previous winners in the top 3. We're going to see Illuminati at about the 3rd place. However, at this point, we're going to look at the total points who might just be making themselves into the 2nd place at this point, because we're going to look at about 5 kills coming in, which is going to give them those 100 added points, which is going to make them maybe just going into the 2nd at the end of the points, as Noob Army are going to be in the 2nd rank at this point, but no kills at all. I thought maybe they could have just got a kill or something, but that really did not happen, as they will be going down with the 2nd place. But then with 0 kills, they played it really safe. They just waited. Waited.
Cam, and they managed to get 200 survival points. I mean, this is all due to falling down a couple of members early. So in number 4, with 3 kills and 135 survival points is good job, Kings. I mean, racking up 195 points. Meanwhile, Team IND with 1 kill and 105 survival points, they will mess up 125 points. In number 6, it is the favorites, TSG Army. Despite getting only 80 points for survival, they managed to get 6 kills to add another 120 points on top of it. So they still managed to get a very decent amount despite dropping down to 6th place.
Well, yes, I'd probably just credit that to the number of kills they had been getting. So actually, the aggressive play of TSG Army really working out pretty well for them, doing wonders and also getting them the points which they deserve. And we will be looking at them just going down into the second half for the first time in the 4 games. But then they probably will still have that lead intact, and they really won't have any kind of problem heading into the last few games and making sure that they're gonna have the lead intact. KMC, Lawless Boys, and Old Monk, pretty much something which nobody expected from Old Monk. Just about 65 points coming in, survival score of 45, just 1 kill coming in their way. That's not something which they really wanted that to happen for themselves. But things like these happen. It's just going to be 1 game out of 4 where you're not playing really well, and I think that happened to be this game for Old Monks, and I think that's going to be something really interesting. And we are just done with the first half of this day. We had 4 games coming in. We saw TSG win interesting, because to see who is going to be what the second half of this day, second half of the stream is going to hold on. We just have to wait and see what's going to happen, because we had seen a lot of good plays coming in from all these 10 teams which have participated from today's game, and I think it's just about time where we're going to see what might be the case in the second half. Can we see a change in momentum coming in from the other teams and maybe just dethroning TSG from the top of the table? That's just about time where we're going to wait and see, as we might just see what is going to be the case in the second half pretty soon, as we will be coming back with live action from game number 5 at the other side of the short break, as we'll be taking a short break. And also, by the way, guys, before we leave you with the break, we just want to let you know that the giveaways are still there, and we will be giving away a lot of goodies from the game. A couple of street couple loot boxes, about a couple of diamond royale voucher wave emotes, and also a lot of cases and boxes which you guys will be winning pretty soon. Maybe by the end of the stream we will be announcing all the winners, as we will be announcing another announcement as well, which is going to be really important, and that's going to be something which you guys wouldn't want to miss. So do stay tuned. We will be back on the other side of the short commercial break, as we will be bringing you live action from game number 5 in this BO8 finals of the Indian qualifiers for the Asian Invitational. And joining you on the other side will be me, Tangenberg, also known as Sriram Mashal, and also Trevor, who will be joining you on the other side. Shao. So welcome back again, ladies. So welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are for game number 5 in this BO8 fixture between all these 10 teams which are taking part in this, and we've already seen a really good first half. We saw 4 good games coming in from all these teams, and we saw TSG winning about a couple of them. We saw them winning about 2 games out of 4, and then we saw Old Monks winning it and Fab 50 winning another as well. So this is going to be really interesting because as far as what we had been seeing now, it was all Bermuda all along. And now this is going to be really interesting because it's going to be Purgatory, which we would be seeing for the rest of today's stream. And that'll be really interesting to see what kind of strategy all these teams will be having, because we will be going live with game number 5 pretty soon. And I'm just intrigued to see what will be the case with the map change coming in with the second map, which we're going to see for the rest of the stream, and to see what teams will be playing what kind of strategies to see whether they could get the booyah in the second half of this game. What do you think about that, Trevor?
Yeah, I mean, maybe some of these teams, they're not really comfortable on Bermuda. Maybe Purgatory is their home map, so we'll see whether the teams that are a little bit low on the scoreboard can actually step up, or just TSG, they will just maintain their excellent form and just close it out within this maybe next 2 or 3 maps, get a couple of booyahs in their favor, and maybe secure the top 2 slots before even we closing on the 8 maps. But there is still a lot of Free Fire to be played by all of these 10 teams. I mean, all of them, they are showing us they are here to play, and they are showing us why they are among the 10 teams in these grand finals. And ladies and gentlemen, they are battling it out to be the top 2, to be the representative of India in the grand finals, which will be in Indonesia later on.
And not just that, it's not just about the bragging rights, or it's not just about representing a nation. It's also a shot in the prize pool of about $50,000, which is huge money considering how big this game has been growing out, and also the opportunities which the developers are giving it for the game. And once again, guys, a huge shout out to all you viewers for making this happen, because throughout this stream, you guys have been giving us tremendous support, and it wouldn't have been there before without you guys. And also a huge shout out to the developers, Garena India, to make this happen, because this is something which a lot of players will be looking forward to, and giving them an opportunity to play against the best teams in the world in an event like this at Asia Invitational. So that's going to be something which not every team would have would even imagine of. So I think that's about something which is going on in their way, and I think we would be seeing which of these teams might be making it in about few more seconds, because in about 15 more seconds we're going to see the first game of Purgatory in this BO8 fixture, to see which of these 10 teams will be making it and walking their way with representing the nation.
Yep, indeed. And this could be so life-changing for actually the teams that actually finish within the top 2. So we're just loading the map once again, waiting for the plane to take off and see what direction this plane actually brings us to. Because this time around, it will be a whole different ball game for all of these teams. I mean, the teams that are in front, they need to keep their noses in front, and the teams that are behind, they really need to change their gameplay and go a little bit more aggressive. Go for the kills, as the kills will reward them with 20 points each. So if they can get multiple kills, maybe even wiping out 2 or 3 teams, then they can, despite being so down in the leaderboard, they can actually chase up back. As we're looking this, the plane will be ending towards the side of Lumber Mill. As we can see, most of the teams already dropped off, as once again we are on board with Team TSG.
And seems like he's going to skate his way. He's actually going to skate his way onto the location, as we're going to look at Fabulous 50, the winners of the previous game, getting the booyah in the process, are going to probably land onto Quarry to see if they can do something about that, as we're going to look at what might just be the case between all these 10 teams, just 39 people alive, all the 10 teams still intact, to see what would be the case, what would probably be the outcome of this second half. Because whatever happened in the first half, we saw a lot of good plays coming in, we saw a lot of good fights, a lot of good clutch situation, especially the first game, the perfect way to start the game in particular. While we're going to look at the first blood, we are actually going to see Jigger from GJ Kings getting about a couple of knockdowns to see if he could probably capitalize on that, and seems like it's already going to be 2 people going down for Team IND, which is going to leave them at the back foot, and that is going to leave 2 kills coming in for GJ Kings, and seems like Radeba is going to get taken there by TSG, and TSG are going to be the dark horse in this fight, as we are going to see Illuminati as well. So what is going on between all these 4 teams? 2 teams in 2 corners, and we're going to see team number 6 as well as one more team which were fighting it out, and one of them going down, which happened to be Team IND, and Illuminati as well as TSG are blocking the case of team number 6. GJ Kings, Storm as well as Raj RJ are still going to be there, and that is going to leave a couple of guys from team number 6 going down already and making it really hard for them to cope up at this point of time, because team TSG have already off to a flying start, even though they were not able to get those kills like how Illuminati have taken. It was more like what kind of a damage what kind of an impact which they had done into that fight, because that turned up pretty well for them, which is going to leave them pretty much on the high. Maybe we're going to look at team number 1 and team number 10. Lawless boys are going to spot out Illuminati. Maybe this might be some retribution for the team which just got down, which happened to be Team IND, as Lawless boys have clear idea that team number 1 are making their way towards them, and we're already going to look at a fight coming in from Fahad as well as one more person. Fahad's going to go down, and that's going to be 1 kill coming in for Team Illuminati, and Lawless boys might just be losing this fight off if at all they're not going to go in and try to take the fight. We are going to look at Blackhawk, who is going to be just about inches away from going down, as Lawless boys are they look like they might just be making this slip away from their hands, and we're going to look at Blackhawk as well as all the other 3 people from Team Illuminati all alive and kicking. So this is going to be a fight which might be going in their way, because already into the game they have about 4 kills. They have wiped out a team, and this is going to be interesting to see if they can wipe out another, because that will be a lot of a morale boost coming in, because they have been coming up so close in the last few games and not winning either of them. So that's going to be 1 more kill coming in from Illuminati, as that is going to be Lawless boys who are going to get eliminated. 2 teams already gone so early into the game, and Illuminati are on fire.
Team Illuminati getting 7 kills so early into the game, wiping out 2 teams off the board. They are showing us that this is their home map. Purgatory is where they want to play, and they have such an early lead and so much points in the bag with 7 kills to their name. With still 8 teams and 29 players across the board, they could probably even add up to that tally and even close the lead on to Team TSG, who I think is still holding the lead towards the leaderboard, but is under threat as Team Illuminati. They are here to play, and they are here to stay. They want to fight it off for the top 2 spots as well.
Well, yeah, I really think that could be pretty possible for them, because looking at how they have been playing, it's quite wonderful to see. We just downed 28 people already. It's almost like, we never expected such a quick game pretty soon, like not even ending, but still we're going to look at KMC and maybe one more team coming in, and Fabulous 50 are going to take a fight between them, and we are going to look at one person going down. It might just be another, in case they're going to break this barrier, and it seems like that might just be the case. We're going to look at one more knockdown maybe coming in, but no, it's going to be KMC who's going to go on the maybe on the back foot, and we're going to look at 1 kill already coming in as Nenuran, who might be just getting a third, which is going to be 1 person remaining there who is alive and kicking. That happens to be Sanam, and he is going to get spotted. He might just be taking it, and there you have it. Fabulous 50 are down so early into the game. The winners of the previous game are going to go down, and that is going to be another shocker which this game has already brought, and I know you still haven't got over that shock. You are speechless at this point. I can just see you there, Trevor.
What is this by Team KMC? I mean, Nichiren coming up huge despite losing 2 of his teammates, managing to get that 3 kills and even eliminating that team. He is also within that circle, so he is good. He can try to play on for survival. He can try to finish within top 2 or top 3 and try to go in for the kills later on. As this time Raul will jump onto Old Monks, the winner of game 2. They still have 4 members alive. They don't really have any opponents close to them, but if they were to overextend, they might be running into another team who is holding a little bit further up towards that high ground.
Well, that has been quite a few early minutes into the game. We saw a lot of things going on for them, and this is probably the game which I think we had been expecting for quite a while. And we are going to look at what would be the case between team number 3 and team number 4. TSG are probably not, they really won't be able to take a fight anytime soon, and we're not going to look at anyone who are there quite near to the vicinity. So pretty interesting to see what will be the case. We are going to look at team number 1, Illuminati, just playing it safe. Already 8 kills into the game, so this is going pretty well for them, as we can see one drop coming in right on top of that building. So this is quite amazing to see something like this.
Yep, and I don't really think any teams would actually risk it and go for the loot because it's such an awkward position. If they were to go up there, I mean, they will be shooting ducks by any other teams who is close to that vicinity. Meanwhile, once again, we are on to Team Illuminati as they will eliminate one more team over here, getting 9 kills early onto the game. What a statement strode in by Team Illuminati in game number 5.
Well, this is going to be interesting because 9 kills already for Illuminati, so this is going pretty well in their favor. That's already 180 points onto their bag, and all they need to do is just try to finish in the top 3, and I think this time around they would probably try to go for the win because this seems to be the most, it seems to be the most ideal way for them to go for the win because they're already on fire in this game. Already 6 teams just remaining, 21 people alive, and I think they can probably take them out pretty easily. And also a shocker coming in with Fabulous 50 just going down courtesy of the team 7, I guess, where they just wiped them out. Just a 1-on-3 coming in from one of those guys, and we might just be seeing Illuminati and TSG picking up a fight at this point, as both of them are pretty much in the vicinity to see if they can probably get that, and we are going to see what will be the case. We might just be seeing a fight between Ritik as well as one more person. We are going to see that Ritik taking a little bit of damage, while it's going to be Gurkhirat who is going to get one, and that is going to be Illuminati's player who is going to get that 1 kill, which is going to leave them into a 4-on-3 situation. They are having this advantage. 10 kills already into the game for Illuminati, and I think that's going to give some time for TSG to maybe go for a retreat, but seems like it's going to be Shahid who's going to get spotted by Illuminati's player, and he might just be trying to get this kill. The UAV coming in from Ritik is really not going to give them a good sign because Shahid is going to be the last person in the line of defense there, and we're going to look at Ritik as well as Vasio making their way, and seems like Illuminati are going to try to follow them, as they might just need to get this fight to make sure that their Boya could probably be a little bit more easier if you're going to take a team like TSG down, I guess.
Yep, and first time we see TSG backing out of a fight. I mean, we don't see this often. Normally if the fight comes with TSG, they will take it with open arms. But this time around, they know they cannot mess with Team Illuminati, who has been hot from the start of the map of Purgatory. And once again doing tags, despite TSG running for the hills, they might probably even get another knockdown. And there you go, everything has been taken down. And this is spelling disaster for Team TSG, who was so strong in the opening 4 maps. But this time around, they are already down to 2 members. They do not have a kill. They are in the car and they are making a run for it. But Illuminati, they want to give chase. They want to try and take him down. But unfortunately, I think TSG, they are out of sight. So they survive to fight at least for another day.
Well, yes, that's going to be something which might be just going in their way because this is going to be, looks like they're going to try to, I think this is going to be interesting because it's going to be team number 2 who might just be trying to take out TSG at this point. There's going to be some kind of a fight coming in, and they are trying to fire the bullets right onto team number 4, and seems like that's not going to be the case, as we're going to look at Old Monk making their way onto the other side. Nexusion have a really good advantage, but seems like it's just going to be TSG who just drift away and trying to live to fight another one to see if about Nexusion could probably take a kill or 2. They still haven't opened their accounts. While we're going to look at KMC, the last person from KMC who managed to wipe out, a Fabulous 50 in this game, and seems like we just see him spot out one person. Neto might be just going down. There's going to be so much of damage coming in his favor. He might just be spotted. He has been spotted, and we see one more person right under him. So Bishnoi could probably do the job of cleaning the mess, and I think that could be pretty easy. And if at all Sriharsh is going to do enough distraction, that could probably be KMC's player Nithuran, who just might be going down. Little does he realize there's going to be a landmine there that's going to deal some kind of a damage onto Bishnoi, but I think that's enough for him to go and try to go for the pre-fire and take him down. But no, that is going to be KMC going down. That's going to be one more team going down, as we are going to look at Old Monk trying to go and save his team at Bishnoi, who has been just knocked out courtesy of that kill coming in from KMC's player. Not really getting the kill, but just getting the knockout. One good thing is that they are still onto the safe zone, and I think that might just be working out pretty well for them.
Yep, and they still have 4 members alive, and that is more important. So we are just down to the remaining 18 players spread across 5 teams. And once again, Illuminati with 11 kills to their name. They're looking so good to finally take their first booyah. They were so close in the couple opening of map, but unfortunately they have been denied time and time again. But this time around, they do not want to be denied. They want the booyah. They want to close in on the points, and they want to be the representative for the grand finals as well. As a couple of nades has been thrown in and could even finish off as 2 of Nexus members has been knocked down. Meanwhile, finally, Illuminati, they get some kind of resistance as Black Hawk has been taken down low. Meanwhile, they still have 4 members, and they are going in for the fight. They know what is up to us here as Nexus. He's going to try to hold the angle, but once again, they get taken down. And look at this dominance shown in by Team Illuminati, getting 14 kills to their name. What a play. What a dominant start shown by Team Illuminati in the map of Purgatory.
Just look at that. We're looking at a 5 kills coming in for Illuminati and 3, 4, and again 4 for one more person. That shows how dominant they are, and this is going to be really interesting to see if they can win this. Because if they can win this, that's going to be so many points coming into their favor. They look to be the favorites to win this. That's another thing. But still, when you're going to have a team like TSG still into the hunt, that's going to be something really hard, because we saw what they could do. We saw just one person trying to wipe out all the 8 of them when it was a 1v4 at the last zone. So I'm never going to take anything away from TSG, but if at all, it's going to be team number 8 who could probably take the number. They're going right in front of that, and that's going to be one person going down for team number 8, and that might just be one more person who might be going on, and that is going to leave us just with 14 people remaining, and 5 teams still intact, and Dark Noob is going to probably he's just going to probably just wait and see if at all team number 4, who happened to be TSG, trying to make a mistake or something like that, but seems like that really is not going to be the case, as we're going to look at both of them trying to fight it out against each other. Team number 8's one player has already made it on to the northern side, and he is trying to just get into the zone, and I think that's something really smart coming in from them. A smart play coming in for them to make sure that they will be going right down to the end game to see if they can probably do something about that. And we're going to look at TSG Army Shahid, who's going to spot out one person coming in from team number 8, while the other one is going to try to fight it out on the right hand side. And we might just be seeing Vasio, who might be taking out one more person. He's right in front. He is going to, however, not spot him. So this is quite surprising how he was not able to spot him out, as Shahid is making his way onto the right side. He is going to probably spot out Vasio, but Vasio having a good angle might just be able to spot out some person at this point of time. Meanwhile, just 13 people alive in this game, and we're going to look at Dark Noob, who is going to get spotted out. We might just be seeing him go down. Shahid is going right after him, and he might just take him down. He's almost inches away from going down. All he needs to do is go for the heal. He just needs to go around and try to block him, and the foam barrier coming in, just buying some time. But I don't think the zone is going to be so so helpful for him. But then it's going to be Shahid who's going to get taken for some kind of a damage. But look at this. This is ballsy play coming in. He might just be going for the kill, but no, that seems to be he just went down, and Irish is going to go down as well. So this is going to leave just one person, who happens to be Dark Noob, who is on right behind that side, and he might be going down. If at all, they're not going to try to take him out, but that is going to be interesting to see what will be the case. And meanwhile, we're going to look at 1 and 8 trying to fight it out, and we're going to look at Dark Noob, who's going to go down. With that, Noob Army are going to get eliminated from this, which is going to leave us with Illuminati, Old Monks, as well as TSG. 2 out of these 3 teams have already won a booyah or 2. So this is going to be interesting. Old Monk are going to be on the receiving end of that. That's going to be one person going down. Illuminati are still getting this. They are doing this, and they might just be ending up victorious. If at all, they are going to continue like that. We're going to still look at Old Monks, a couple of players who are still alive, trying to make a play for themselves. They are allowing a lot of time coming in for team number 4, who happen to be TSG, to make their way out there, which is going to leave just with 8 people alive. 4 of them from Illuminati, 2 from TSG, and 2 from Old Monk, which is gonna leave it really interesting to see what is gonna be the case. And we're gonna look at one person going down from Old Monk, which might just leave them with one person alive, and that happens to be Sri Harsh, who is right on the center of the safe zone. But then he's gonna spot out Shahid from Team TSG, and seems like Illuminati's F is gonna probably spot him out as well. So this is gonna be interesting. They're gonna try to block him from all the corners to see if he can get them. And that's going to be one person who is going down from Illuminati, and that is going to leave us just with 7 people and 3 teams remaining. It's going to be 2 people from TSG Army, 1 person from the other team, 1 person from team number 3, and that's going to be 3 people coming in from the other one, and that's going to be Sriharsh. Oh, that's going to be Illuminati's player who's going to go down, which is it's going to leave us with just 6 people alive in this game. 3 teams still into this, as we are going to look at Sriharsh, the only person surviving for his team, which happens to be Old Monk at team number 3. He might just be getting Vasio out, and if that is going to be the case, that could probably settle a good game coming in for Illuminati, but no, that doesn't seem to be the case, and it's going to be Shahid who might be getting one more, but he botches that, and that is going to be TSG Army going down, but Sriharsh is going to go all out crazy. He is trying to get the kills coming in, 2 people alive, but no, that is going to be Old Monk who are going to get eliminated, and Illuminati are going to get the booyah for themselves, and what a game this is proving to be for them, and they are going to go for those push-ups at this point, and they are going to get the booyah like I just said. What a dominating play coming in for Illuminati, as well as the whole game in particular. The way they started and the way they ended was so good for them, and that is going to be 20 kills coming in for them. 300 points coming in from the survival, and about 400 coming in for the 20 kills which they had got. Just look at that, 20 kills, 3 and 4, and then you have 0, 0, 0. What is going on? What a dominant play coming in from Illuminati, and that is something which we would be expecting from teams like this, especially at a situation like this. They literally wiped out half the server.
Yep.
We had 39 people coming into the server, and out of that 4 of them were these own guys from Illuminati, which just left us with 35 people, and 20 of them, they were able to take down almost more than half the server. It just looked like, Thanos just came in and snapped the fingers and made sure half of the server just went across to the kill feed of Illuminati. As we're going to look at his scorecards right now, Illuminati with 700 points, Old Monk with 260, and yet again TSG with the top 3 finish into their into their tally. That's going to be the 4th time they are entering into the top 3 in the 5 games they have been playing so much. I mean, so long. So that's going to
be. And Noob Army, they will finish with 135 points. Next year, with 105. I mean, they round out the top 5. Meanwhile, on the bottom half of the table is KMC with 140. Good job, Kings with 120. Fabulous 50, who had a strong game in that previous game. Unfortunately, they fall off so badly. Only with 85 points. Lawless Boy with 30, and Team I and D with just 20 points. So that is how we end up our first map of Purgatory. And what a dominant show there by Team Illuminati.
Well, yes, the way they have been playing was, right from the start, they were just able to take down each and every team by themselves. They really did not look for some other team to fight it out, and maybe they could just go as Eagles and try to pick up whatever they can at the end of the fight, but that clearly was not the case. They just went all aggressive. They just went, right into the fight whenever they saw an opportunity, and they never backed out of a fight. I was pretty surprised to see TSG, who usually play that way. The moment they saw Illuminati right in front of them,
they were running for the hills. I mean, we don't see that kind of scene often, but there you have it. I mean, Purgatory is such a different map, so maybe Illuminati, they had the threat on how they actually want to approach it, and it was crazy.
Well, yes, that was a really good game coming in from all these people coming in, all the players coming in, and I guess it's about time that we're going to go for the 6th game. But before we're going to do that, I was telling you about, we were actually telling you about an announcement which we were about to give out for all these people, so that you guys wouldn't be missing out on something. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the time where we're going to do it, as we have some news for you coming in, and for the people who just really couldn't take part in this and all, we have something for you. Just have a look at this. So you just saw that right, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. We will be coming up with the India Today League for the game of Free Fire with a whopping prize pool of $50,000. And not just that, the winners of that will be traveling all across Rio de Janeiro to represent the nation, and that's something which a lot of you guys will be looking forward to do that. And with that being said, we will be going live with the registrations pretty soon, so do stay tuned to all the social media handles of Free Fire as well as Garena if at all you want to stay posted with that. And also just start practicing, just get your phones and start playing some game of Free Fire so that you can probably end up being the team which would just go and fly on to Brazil to represent your nation, because $50,000 is not some small money which you're talking about. That's going to be so much, and I think that is something which you would be looking forward to. And just make sure you are going to be staying tuned for that, as we'll be having more updates coming in from the social media handles. As getting back to the Asia Invitational Indian qualifiers, we will be going live with game number 6 in this BO8 qualifiers, BO8 finals. As you can see at this point, in about 35 seconds, we will be going live with the game. And let's see what is going to be the case in this game around. We saw a lot of different games coming in. We saw a lot of different modes coming in these different games. And I think this is something which is going to be a treat to watch for all you guys.
Yep, and we'll see whether Team Illuminati can keep up that form and even try to get some kills like what they did before, and even go on to close on to the leaderboard, which I think they're pretty close to the top at the moment, but it is still yet to be seen. We will get to know the full after we finish all these 8 maps.
Well, yes, because the fact that they just got about 700 points in the previous game is going to do a lot of damage to the lead which TSG had kept at this point of time, which is why you got to get about the number of kills which they got is something which is really amazing, and that's something which really turned the game down. I really don't think they would have got the lead, but still I really think that it could be the lead being reduced for just a little bit at that point, because yet again consistency is something which they would be looking forward to. So the next 3 games are going to be really interesting, as we will see where this is going to head. We're going to see the plains route coming right from Mount Villa right on to Ski Lodge to see what will be the case between all of that. And we are already going to look at 4 teams already jumping out from the plane. We're going to look at team number 10, team number 9, team number 4, team number 7 and 3 joining the party at that point. We're going to look at 9 and 10 making their way on to Central, while we're going to see the quarry being picked by team number 7, and maybe team number 4 might be going on for the Marble Works, which seems to be a pretty good place for them if at all they do not want to pick up an early fight.
Yep, indeed. So they will be battled towards this fire brigade area, as team number 1 is also joining the fight, dropping towards that side of the map. Meanwhile, team Nexus, they have an open map towards the ski launch, as team number 6, they will go into a little bit of different direction, but looks like they do not want to have anything to do with team number 2, and they will just find another angle before they actually pick on their fight.
Well, yes, that is going to be interesting. We're going to look at team number 2, who haven't been really, great when it came to the kills or the placement points in the last few games. And I think they would be hoping on for a turnaround. And I think this is about time where we're going to see something like that from their side, as we will be looking at what could be the case for them. As we are going to look at what could be the case for Team IND, and they're going to go right onto there and start looting already, because they know that they have a fight and they need to go for fights at this point, because we saw how good it might turn up if you just want to go all ballsy and try to go for the skills. We saw about 20 kills coming in from Illuminati and also the Booyah, and I think they would want to follow the same steps coming in from them.
Yep, and this time around we team Olmong, with the players trying to pick up weaponry, trying to spot out where team number 10 is playing from, because they know they drop towards the same area. So trying to figure out where their opponents are actually playing from before going in for the kill, as they are not really going to spot anything. As team number 10, they're just going for the loots and trying to keep themselves safe from any vision thrown in by the opponents. As once again, we will be on board with team Olmong.
Well, interesting to see what will be the case. Team 10 and 9 are right next to each other, and we might just be seeing what will be the case between both these teams, because the last time around we did see team number 10 had a really good chance of wiping out team number 1, who happened to be Illuminati, but that really did not work well for them, as we saw them turn around that into it was just 2 people from Illuminati who were making their way onto team number 10's place. But by the time reinforcements arrived for them, it was all done and dusted for them. We already saw team number 10 going down so easily in the previous fight, and maybe this time around they want to do something different, try to make something different. Maybe a different outcome coming in, as we're going to look at KMC as well as we're going to look at team number 6 to see if they can do something about that. It seems to be a really good place. The moat house, as it's called, is going to be really interesting to see what kind of a fight we might be expecting from this, because both team number 6 and 5 are pretty close to each other, and it seems to be just like an island where the only way you can go out is either by swimming or maybe just going onto the bridge, which is going to be interesting and tricky as well. While we're going to look at Bishnoi, who's going to take down one person from Illuminati, and that is going to be one person from Illuminati already down. That's going to be the first person going down into the game as well. So there are already 2 people going down, one more person following it up, which is going to leave us with 38 people alive with about 10 teams still intact to see what will be the case at this point of time.
Yep, despite Illuminati getting off to a hot start in that previous match, it is not so hot in game number 6 as they lose one of their members early on, but we'll see whether they can fight back, whether they can strike back and keep themselves close into the leaderboard. As this time around, we'll jump on to team KMC, who is playing relatively safe towards this path off and just waiting for team number 6 to actually make their move or make a mistake before going in for the kills. As Noob Army, they are just hiding behind the trees, knowing that team KMC is towards that clock house. They want to try and take them down when they are exiting that area.
Yes, we're going to look at just one person from team number 10 who just might be met upon by team number 9 as well as 3. So this is interesting. He's right going to be in the middle of both these guys, and I think this is going to be something that might not be going well for team number 10, because we're going to look at Sriharsh, who's going to get a lot of damage from Fahad, but he's going to go for the reload and try to go for the kill at this point of time. We're going to look at Olmunk and all the 4 of them trying to go for the fight at this point, I guess, because they could have played safe. I don't really think they might be going for the risk, but seems like they do know that there could be one person from team number 10 out there, so this could probably be going in their way if at all they decide to go for the fight. But little do they know that team number 3, Olmunk, are making their way from the bridge, so they just might be deciding to just play it safe at this point, because that seems to be the most sensible thing which they would want to do, and try to make sure they are going to stay alive at least till the last few zones, because at this point TSG and Illuminati are pretty close with the points and all of that. So I think they need to step up. All the other teams need to step up so that they can put some heat onto the other teams and put some pressure onto them as well.
And yep, once again we are jump on to Team Lawless Boys, who had quite a few good games here and there, but they are also falling behind the leaderboard. So they really need to make a statement if they want to be in the running to finish within the top 2 or even get themselves within the top 5, as they have dropping out at this time. They have been deployed, but once again we see IFF will take down Fahad. As team killed, they will only be with 2 remaining members. As this time around we'll see team Good Job Kings, they stay with 4 members. They only have 1 kill to their name, so they have a relatively good start early on to game number 6, and they are making a move. Little do they know, team number 9 is waiting behind the hills, so this could be a surprise for either of these teams. We'll see which team is more ready, as team number 10 is also close, so this could turn into a 3-way battle over here, as shots have been fired, and Good Job King, they are trying to play the slope to their advantage, as Giga will get a kill towards Sriharsh, and that is not good. Meanwhile, Raj is releasing a couple of shots towards team number 9. Unfortunately, he's a little bit too far, but he's managed to connect his shots, and with the help of his teammates, he's doing a lot of damage to team number 9. And there you go, the knockdown, taking down this shot, and here you go, Good Job King. They are the new leader with 5 kills, a triple kill in that sequence.
And also making sure that they're getting about 5 kills into that game so soon. So I think that's something they would be looking forward to see if they can build on that. So we're going to look at Illuminati, the winners of the previous game. 1 person down already, and they are still trying to hunt for a fight at this point. They're looking for a fight. Seems like nobody is interested to go for that, because we saw what happened the last time around, and I think they just want to play it safe or something like that. As we will be looking at what will be the case between team number 10 as well as 3. We're going to look at Lawless Lawless Boys, who just might be taken there by one of the players, and Illuminati are going to go into this, and they're going to take one person down, and this is going to be interesting because team number 3 are right under the building, so this is going to go either ways for these guys as we're going to look at Lawless Boys making their way right in front of team number
gone,
3.
and there you go, Lawless Boy has been eliminated in 9th place. What a play there by team number 6.
Well, the problem which I think Lawless Boys are facing is that they're getting too, I don't know, I really think that they are getting too complacent whenever they're seeing someone. They just want to go right onto the fight, and that's something which did not work out for the 3rd game in a row. And I think they really need to step up in the next 2 games, which will be going on for. So, with that being said, we are back into the fight between team number 5 and 6. We're going to look at, Dark Noob from team Noob Army to see if they can probably spot out people from 5. And I think that is very much possible at this point of time, because I think we might just be looking at people who are going to spot them out, as Noob Army are in the vicinity of team 5 as well as team number 4, who happen to be just right near each other. And look at that, we're going to look at DJ Kings, who are making their way right across team number 1, Illuminati's player, who is right on top of that building to see if he can do something about that, as we are going to look at next Fusion, who are making their way right near. Oh, he's going to spot out Storm, and I think this would be the right time for him to go and take the fight. He is going to take that fight. He is going to go onto the barrier. We're going to look at one more person coming in. They are busy fighting with team number 1. Little do they realize that next Fusion are right in front of them, and maybe we might just be seeing a fight, and there is going to be a case like that, as Jigger's going to go down. That's going to be one going down for team number 3, while we are going to look at the others maybe just falling apart. There are 2 more people, Raj as well as one more person is going to be right out there, as we're going to look at Storm, who might be going down as well, and he is going to go down. Raj might be going down as well. That's going to be the last person for team number 3, who is right out there, and he might be going down if at all Execution are deciding to, just go right aggressive and try to get those kills, because if at all they're going to take that, they might be just increasing their kill tally to about 4 kills, which will be really helpful when it comes to the points, and seems like that could probably be the case, as he is going to hunt him out to see if he can do something about that. They're going to make their way onto the 2nd floor, and they might just be spotting out Raj, and he does do that. However, the foam blocking his way, eventually just delaying that for about a couple of seconds, right enough for him to escape, and he might just be going and trying to take him out at this point. And look at that, that is quite amazing coming in from both these people. While we're going to look at KMC taking a fight with team number 6 and TSG, which is going to be interesting, as DJ Kings have finally made it out, and I think nobody from Nexus have any kind of idea that, Raj is going to wait right before that tree, and I think this is going to leave team number 2 just going in circles, trying to search him out, while we're going to look at Raj, who is having so much fun watching that. And I think in about time, he might just be spotted, so he needs to make a decision. Whom is he going to spot at first? And the foam barrier coming in is going to delay that just for a bit. That's going to give them a lot of time. He might just be taking one, but the grenade coming out there is going to make sure that he might be just going down, if at all it's going to land in that. And that is going to be 1 kill coming in. Already 8 kills coming in for DJ Kings, and he might just be getting one, if at all he's just going to spot him out. And that's going to be 1 more coming in.
What a play over here by
Oh my
Raj.
God! This is clutch play coming in from Raj, and that is going to allow him some time for him to go for the heal, and I think Ashu is going to do the same thing again. So that's going to be a one-on-one between team number 2 as well as team number 3, so this could probably be going either way. And if at all Execution are going to go down, that would be a shame, because that was a 4-on-1 that could have been going in for them, and not taking anything away from DJ Kings. They still have this, and if at all Raj could pull this off, he could probably be just trying to, make sure that he could probably be going the long game, because he's already got about 5 kills. He's just waiting for Ashu to make a move for himself, as we are going to look at KMC making their way right into the safe zone, and they just spot the plane dropping the drop on right in their vicinity, and I think they could probably go for that at this point of time, as we're going to look at PSG already with 4 kills, with all the 4 people alive, and we're going to look at Execution, who are going to go down. So Raj does the impossible of taking that 1v4 when he was on the receiving end, and we're going to look at Execution, who have been eliminated so soon into this game, and this is going to leave us with 6 teams and 19 people alive, just to see what will be the case between both these players to see what they can do at this point. Illuminati, just with 2 people remaining and just 1 kill in their bag. So this is going to be a game which they would not be expecting it with the same outcome of what happened in the previous game, but you never know. I think just about 1 or 2 people staying till the end could probably do the job if you're just going to let the others fight it against each other.
Yep, and this time around TSG, they are proving that they are strong on this map as well, with 4 kills and 4 members alive. With just another 15 members spread across the other 5 teams, they are looking good to get retained the top 3 and even their third booyah in 6 games. I mean, despite falling off in the previous game, they are showing us that why they are considered one of the favorites to make it all the way.
Well, yes, it's just about going the distance at this point of time, and I really think that these teams could have the chance of doing that. And TSG are just three teams away from making it to the top 3 yet again. So it's going pretty well for them at this point of time. All they need to do is just play it safe and make sure they're just waiting it out. And seems like that is something which Illuminati will be trying to go for as well, because they are 2 men down already. So that's going to leave them with a lot of spot to bother for them. So it's just about time where we're going to see what's going to happen. The zone is already going to move out, and we will be looking at teams trying to get inside the zone to see what might just be the case.
Yep, and the circle is closing in. So team number 7, they really need to win, but they can walk into a crossfire as team number 3 is behind their back. And it is who else than Raj, who managed to wipe out a single team on his own. But can he do it again? It's yet to be seen, as TSG is locking eyes from this high ground, even spot out team number 5, as once again a shutdown by team. So leaving us with just 17 players spread across 5 teams. TSG, they are looking good as they have good positional advantage towards this circle. And most of the other teams, they will need to make their way into the circle to get good position, as they do not really have any cover as TSG. They have the high ground, they have the tower advantage, but can they make their shot count is yet to be seen, as they are just repositioning, trying to spot out on where the other teams are coming from.
Well, this is going to be interesting. We're going to look at team number 5, who are going to spot Illuminati. So this might be pretty interesting to see if Illuminati are going to survive the scare. We're going to look at Blackhawk taking about just 75% of damage, and we might be looking at Illuminati's F, who might be going down as well, because KMC have 3 people, and it looks like they are going to go for the fight. They're going to probably take this fight with themselves, and we're going to look at Blackhawk, who might be taken out, and that's going to be Blackhawk who's going to go down. He might just be going down as well, so that's going to leave us just with 1 person for Illuminati, as team number 7 are making their way from the other side, and we might be looking at team Illuminati being eliminated from that, and that is going to be position 5 for them. Team Illuminati are going to finish on the 5th place in terms of their placement at this point, which is going to leave us with just 4 teams and 14 people, as we are going to see 1 more person from KMC who's going to go down, which is going to leave KMC with just 2 people alive. And for a change, KMC coming into the top 4 is going to be some kind of a boon for them, as they have their points on board already. They just got those placement points which they've been getting, but not a lot with their kills, as we're going to look at 1 more person, team number 7, who's going to get knocked out, as we are still having TSG in contention, as they're going to fight with one of the players from team number 8, and we're going to look at 1 knockdown coming in for team number 8. So that's going to be 1 person going down for that, and KMC is going to have 1 person who's going to go down, as we're going to look at TSG's Basio, who's going to get 1 again. So that's going to leave 3 or all the 4 people from TSG still alive, so they are still in contention, as 1 team has already been eliminated from this. Team number 4 and 8 have 4 people intact for them, and 3 people coming in for team number 7, who are just hiding behind the rock, right on top of the rock, to see if they can spot out people from the other 2 teams, which is pretty smart. They have this advantage. What they can probably do is just wait for the zone to close in, and wait for team number 4 and 8 to fight it out, so that they can just pick the rags, and maybe they can just try to play the patience game, I guess, because looking at what the scene is for team number 8, team INDF finally got it till here. Initially, they never used to have that start, which they could probably try to, capitalize on. But I think this can be a different story. This can tell a different story. And we're going to look at Sahid, who is going to get spotted by one of the players from IND, as we're going to look at Fabulous 50 as the other team who are still alive in this. We're going to look at 2 teams who have already won a game, who already have won a Boya for themselves, and we might just be seeing team number 8 trying to fight it out with team, Team Fabulous 50 as well as TSG, and I think TSG, they have no idea that Fabulous 50 have every idea that they are right onto that building. So this is interesting to see what will be the case. Team number 7 right under team number 8 and right onto the other building where team number 4 are waiting patiently as Ritik has an idea. He just speaks them out, and I think this could be a fight going in for either ways. Team number 8 can just play the patience game and maybe they can try to win this, but this is about time where we're going to see what is going to be the case, as we will be looking at the next zone closing in about 5 more seconds. So ladies and gentlemen, we are just about to witness a really good fight between 3 of these teams, 2 of them having Booyahs already and 2 of them having all the 4 people, and the foam barriers coming in, and that's going to give some information that there is going to be one team right in front of them, and Fabulous 50 are going to go for this fight. They're going all in. Team number 4 are going to come out. Team number 7 are going to take that fight. TSC Army already the new kill leaders. The team number 8 are just waiting to see what they can do. 8 are going to be the one person alive for team number 7, and Fabulous 50 are going to go down as team number 4 are going to be victorious for the 3rd time in this tournament, as 3 games out of 6 are going to be Booyahs for TSG Army, as they're going to get one more win for themselves, as they are killing it at this point. And this is getting a bit monotonous, I guess, for the other teams, because they have this 50% win ratio, I guess. Every time they have been playing, they are always, on the top 5. And this is exactly the 5th time they are into the top 3. 3 times they have been winning. A couple of times they have come 2nd and 3rd. A couple of times they have come 3rd. So this is something which is going down pretty well for them. And now that could be probably putting some more pressure onto Illuminati, because at the end of the last game, we saw TSG Army finishing on 3rd. And also we saw Illuminati winning with 700 points. But this time around, Illuminati just with about 175 points, and the others who happen to be the winners, TSG Army, with about 500 points for themselves. So what a play coming in from TSG, as we're going to look at DJ Kings getting about 280 points out of that encounter. Nexution with about 120. Noob Army, Lawless Boys, and Old Monk. Old Monk, however, pretty surprising, because we usually see them in the top 5, and this is the first time they have finished right at the fag end onto the scorecard with just about 2 kills and a survival score of 20 points, which is something they would really want to make sure they are probably, on the turnaround course at the end of the next game, because we are going to have game number 7 and 8 pretty much soon. And I'm really intrigued to see what is going to be the case. Are we going to see another different story? Or are we going to see the same thing going around again and again? Because we have seen PSG killing it, and I think this is about time I think should be looking at something else different. And in about time, we will be seeing what will be the case in game number 7. So what do you think about this game, Trevor?
What a play there, by TSG. They didn't really have good position, but knowing that 3 teams and the circle was so small, they just tried to play safe. Even though they were spotted, they tried to play hidden, they tried to stay hidden, and once all of the teams showed their face, they just went out aggressive. The communication was so on point that they managed to just take down the team on the left and then straight away swing to the right and finish them off as well. So great communication there by team TSG, and that proved to be how they actually close out that game. So ladies and gentlemen, we are having the last 2 games coming up very shortly, and this is crunch time. These teams, this is the time where they need to step up, because if they were to drop points in the last 2 rounds, they could even fall off from the position, and it will be so hard to chase towards that top 2 position. But TSG, they are looking good to securing themselves at least in the top 2 with such consistent performance throughout the first 6 maps.
Well, yes, they have been so consistent, which is making it really hard for the other teams to break that consistency, because 5 top 3 finishes in the 6 games is going to be some hell a lot of points coming in your favor.
And even the one game that they didn't finish in the top 5, they were just 6th place. So, and I think that time also they had like 200 points, and it was more than what the 4th place got. So they are racking up the points, at least 200 to 300 points per game. So at the end of the tally, it will be so hard for the other teams to catch up.
Well, yes, we did see some glimpse from Illuminati in, I think, the game before this. I think the 5th game, where we saw them getting about 700 points with about 20 kills and also getting the Booyah in the play. So I think if that sort of something can be repeated from Team Illuminati or maybe Old Monks, I think they really have a good chance of making it back, but I don't think about Old Monk, however, because they need something spectacular in the next two games to make sure they might be just pulling it away from TSG, because the last game really didn't go out pretty well for them, just 20 points in the placement, and then, uh, just about a little bit from the kill, just one kill coming in from them in the previous game. So that's something which might not be going well for them, as we will be seeing in about 5 more seconds what this game is going to happen and how this game is going to turn out, as we're going to look at all the 10 teams making their way, and this is going to be interesting to see what will be the case, as a flight path is going to come out, and we might just be seeing what is going to be the case between all these players, as we're going to look at the flight going all the way from the ski lodge all the way up to the Mount Villa. It's exactly the opposite of what happened the last time. We saw it going on from Mount Villa on to Ski Lodge. As this time around, it's going to be pretty different to see what is going to be the case, as we'll see what's going to happen in about time in these games.
Yeah, we'll see. Nexus, they drop early, taking towards that ski lodge, so they don't really have much competition close to them. Meanwhile, we see team number 5 also dropping towards the side of Brasilia, and a lot of people they are dropping towards this middle side, but they are taking different direction. As once again, TSG, they are heading their way towards Marble Works. Little do they know, team number 3 is also following suit with them.
Well, yes, that is going to be interesting. We will be looking at what is going to be the case, as we still have about 3 more minutes to see where the zone is going to be heading on to. So I think we'll just see what's going to be the case again.
Yep, indeed, as Illuminati is just going to get a couple of guns here and there towards the side, still waiting for the rest of the players to actually get back with them. Meanwhile, they are just towards the side, as we see on the side of Good Job Kings, who is towards this Marble Works area. As Good Job Kings, they are trying to go for the best weapons they can get before going in for this engagement. I mean, Reddy, he managed to get an MP5, so he has some firepower in his bag to actually go for the challenges. As is still early towards the game, but there's only 23 players connected. As Lawless Boy, they will only have 2 members to their name. Meanwhile, see team number 6, who is also close versus Brasilia side, and they will be met by team number 10 soon in the form of Uvesh and also Zach. But they're still not really showing both of their hands, so they really haven't even spotted each other, but no army is gonna go into the building.
It seems like not a lot of people have connected into the server, so I guess we might be going on for a re-lobby or something like that. Some kind of a technical issue coming in from the players, I guess, as we're just gonna probably just going on for another re-game, I guess, at this point of time, and we'll be seeing what will be the case in the game again, as this is gonna be pretty interesting to see what will be happening once we go again live with the game. So pretty interesting to see what will be the case again, as in about some more time we will be going on for a rehost again. I don't know, some kind of an issue coming in from the player's side, I guess. So maybe we'll be going on for a rehost. I think that's going to be the case. The game has been paused again, so we actually will be back with another lobby. We will be having we'll have all the players connecting again, and we might be just having some technical glitch coming in from the game. So we'll be looking at what will be the case again. So a fresh start again for game number 7, and I think this would be really interesting to see what is going to be the case again for game number 7, as we never saw any kind of action coming in, because let's face it, just about 23 people had connected to the server. So we will be looking at what will be the case this time around, as we will be having the game again. So pretty interesting to see what will be the case for these teams heading into game number 7 again, because they will be having a lot of strategies coming in, because it's just now or never. This game number 7 and game number 8 remaining. So in case that's going to be the case, we just have to figure out what's going to be the case again. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll actually catch you live with game number 7's action from the other side of the break, as we'll be back with the live game again, as this is Sangenberg, also known as Sri Mashal, and joining me is Trevor. And before leaving, just make sure that you are tuned in for the stream for the entire duration, because you have a lot of giveaways and you wouldn't want to miss those. So with that being said, we'll actually catch you on the other side of the break with live action coming in from game number 7. Ciao. 7 for the Indian qualifier for the the Free Fire Asia Invitational from Garena, and here we are. We are just gonna go live with game number 7 again. First time we did go for that, but there seemed to be some kind of a technical issue coming in, as we were not able to get a lot of players connecting into the servers. This time around we will be having all the 40 players who will be making it onto the server, as we are bringing you live action coming in from this game, as we will be kicking off game number 7 in about 30 more seconds to see what is going to be the case between all these 10 teams. Which of these teams are going to make it onto Indonesia representing India? That is something we would know only after this, as well as the next game after that, as we will be seeing what will be the points table right after that to see if these teams can probably make a change or probably try to pull some upset to see if they can make it into the top 2.
Yep, I mean, this team, they really need to finish these last 2 maps strongly to push themselves further up the leaderboard, because only the top 2 out of these 10 teams will be representing India in the grand finals in Indonesia to fight out for a prize pool of 50,000 US dollars. And this is all brought to you by Garena India. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in the map. So round number 7 out of 8, the second last round. As we can see, the plane is taking off, and this time around we'll get the plane driving all from Quarry all the way to Forge. So different angles, so we'll see what kind of approach, as some of these teams are jumping off early. As team number 10, they've already left the plane, followed by team number 6 and 5. So 3 teams taking towards the early side of the map. Meanwhile, the rest of the teams, they will be dropping onto the bigger side of the map, namely Brasilia and also Fields area. But some of these teams, they're even making their way to the bottom of the site.
But then this is interesting. This is going to be one team which is making towards the northern side of the hemisphere. We're going to look at, I guess, team number 1, I guess, I'm not really sure. I think that's team number 1 who's making it towards the northern side. And I think that's going to be interesting to see what will be the case, because they seem to be like on the safest place on this map. And I think they wouldn't be going on for a fight unless maybe in about a zone or 2, the zones would be probably favoring them. As that will be the case, we're going to look at team number 1, Illuminati, who have won a game for themselves in, I think, game number 5, as we will be looking at what will be the case for them this time around. We're going to look at team number 7, 5 and 8, who are into this contention with this fight right on to the southern part of Brasilia. And we're going to look at Nexus, Ayush, who is going to get the first kill, and that is going to leave just one person down for one of the opponent teams, which is going to leave us with 39 people alive at this point of time.
Yeah, quite an early kill got in there behind that team. And this could be messy towards the top side of Brasilia, as a lot of teams that are scattered throughout this area. So whichever team that actually gets the weaponry first, they get the good guns, they can actually take down the opponents. Because some of these players, they will not have any weapons, because with 4 members of the team actually dropping to that same place, I mean, guns are just limited to the side of the map. As this time we'll see, taking some shots, almost taking out J-Storm from team number 7 there, but unfortunately he will not finish him off, and he will just back away and try to find himself the best weaponry to moving forward into the later stages of this game.
Well, that'll be interesting to see what will be the case. We're going to look at team number 5, making it a safer happen for them, but they might just be spotted with team number 8 onto the right hand side, and maybe if they're going to go a little front, they might even be spotting on team number 7, GJ Kings, who have been playing pretty well in the first few games, are probably going to be the team to watch out for in this, and also not to take out Old Monks, TSG, and even the team number 1, Illuminati, who have been quite spectacular, but we haven't been seeing something of the same for quite a while. We've just been seeing that on and off, and meanwhile we're going to look at Lawless Boys, who are going to take one, but are going to get taken almost about a couple of guys in the process. While we're going to look at team number 4, who happen to be Bishnoi and their teammates, we're going to look at what will be the case for them. Old Monk are making their way onto team number 8 to see if they can make a fight with them and probably even come out victorious. Lawless Boys and Old Monk are going to go for this fight. Let's see whether they can do something about that, as one person already gone there for team number 4, and seems like Lawless Boys could probably get another. Bishnoi is almost inches away from going down, and he's going to go down. 32 HP for one person, and he's going to go down as well. So this is going to leave them into a 3-on-1, as Bishnoi is going to be just left with one more person, who happens to be Roy the Killer, who is on the left hand side. And meanwhile we're going to look at team number 2's Duker, who is right onto the left hand side, and he might be spotted by Fahad as well, and Fahad's going to spot him out. He's going to do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, taking about 116 HP is all he has, and he's going to take some more damage. He might just be going down, as Lawless Boys, however, are going to take out They just took out Old Monk, and yet again we're gonna see them going down for the first time in the span of. I mean, we're gonna see them going down for the first as the first team going down. Is how unpredictable the team is, and I think they really need to up the game in the next one so that they can probably make sure that they are getting their things into their way, and probably making sure that this is going to flow in their way. Maybe they could get a booyah or something, and meanwhile we're going to look at team number 2's player, one of them going down, and they might be just one more person who is going to go down. Well, we're going to look at team number 8's RK as well as Zach, who are playing it really safe to see if they can spot out people, and he's going to go right in front, and he's going to go down as well.
What a shot there, behind the shotgun, getting that jumping shot. And Texas, they are trying to come in for that hill, but unfortunately, he's been finished off. So they really need to weigh their options, whether they want to go in for the fight or they want to take another battle later on. As they're just trying to regain some health in their side before they actually go in for the trade. And they are going in hard, and they will go in for the kill as well. As Anthony will take down Darimon. And there it is. The No Army has been eliminated. Meanwhile, we'll see a shutdown by Nexus with 5 kills to their name so early on in map number 7. I mean, they have been playing well in a couple of maps, but they have actually fallen off a little bit in the last couple of maps. So in this crunch time, they really want to make a statement. They want to fight for the top 2 spots everywhere. But unfortunately, they will get eliminated in number 7. And that will not look, despite getting 5 kills, they have been wiped out. And the best they could actually hope for is just that 100 points they got from that 5 kills.
Well, that's going to be pretty interesting for them to see what is going to be the case, because we're going to look at already 6 teams alive in this game. This is really quick, and we still have about 24 people only who are still left into this fight to see what will they do. GJ King still about 4 of them still alive and intact. Then 3 kills coming in their favor could probably be giving them some added points as well. So this is going to leave us pretty much into it's going to be really interesting to see where the last 2 zones will be going on as of this part. It is going to right across edge through crossroads, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can do something. Illuminati, all the 4 of them still alive. Quite surprising they still haven't gone for a fight. Not like not like they didn't want to, but the way they had landed, the place they had landed, they were like literally the only team which went on to the northern part of the map. So pretty much surprised why they haven't got into a fight yet. And meanwhile, we're going to look at team number 3 and 9, who are going to try to face off against each other, as we're going to see all the 4 people from team I and D still alive and intact. Meanwhile, TSG are going to be team number 3, and they are going to start hitting headshots at this point. It seems like there is going to be one knockout coming in their favor. They might be going on for another. We are going to look at Gurkira, who is making his flank across to the left side to see if he can spot out a couple of guys from team number 9 and probably even make it out. We have seen the fight between team number 9 as well as CSG Army pretty often, where we saw always CSG getting those victories and TSG getting those kills. But this time around, we're going to look at almost the same thing, because we already seen a kill coming in for TSG Army. Gurkira getting the first one. He might be just flanking it to get another. He's going to spot out Ajay, and Team 9 Ajay might be going down as well. He's going to jump his way to safety, but I don't think he might make it, and he is going to get knocked down. And there is going to be Ritik, who is going to try to help him out, and that's going to be one more knockout coming in for TSG, and TSG Army are going to wipe out one team, and that is going to leave them with 4 kills coming in that fight. And that was pretty much a fight which I think they would not forget, because all the 4 of them going out, all of them open in the meantime, all of them being open, they just went out all aggressive and took out the other team where they were whoever in cover. So they could have used that place to their advantage, which they clearly did not do that. And that was the mistake which you shouldn't be doing for a team like TSG, because we have seen what they could do with open areas, and we have seen what they could do for teams which are not on cover. And when you are on cover, you must be obviously a little bit more concerned when you have a team like TSG still up on the loop. So I think we're going to look at a fight between team number 3 as well as 7 pretty soon, because they are converging onto the point, right onto the middle of the fields. And we're going to look at team number 1 as well. So we're going to look at Illuminati still in the mix. GJ King's right near them, and we might just see them fighting it out against each other pretty soon. And seems like Illuminati can be spotted by one of the guys from GJ Kings, and I think we might just be seeing a fight between them, I guess.
Yep, with 5 teams remaining and 20 players alive, means all of these 5 teams, they have a 4-man strong squad. Nobody really losing a member, so this could get down to the team fight. Who has the best chemistry, the best synchronization in taking these fights can actually come out in this map. We don't see this often that the 5 remaining teams have all players alive. But this is one of the games that is happening, and this could be so interesting going into the last circle.
Well, yes, we still have a few more circles to see what kind of a place this might be turning out for the last zone, as we will be looking at GJ Kings having lost not a single person in their team. They are pretty much still in the mix. They might be just going on for the drop, maybe trying to pick something for themselves. As you can see, the loot crate coming in there. So there is another one, however, on the other side of the map. While we are going to look at team number 10, who are diagonally across the hill, and that's not going to be of any harm for team number 7. But what they might be looking forward to is that if at all team number 3 are trying to push this towards them, they might even be facing them in about some more time, as we're going to look at team number 7 slowly making their way right on to the safe zone to see if they can do something about that, as we are going to look at them making their way there. As 5 teams are still alive into this, 20 people still up for grabs. So all the 5 teams have all the 4 players in their teams intact, so which is gonna leave it really interesting to see which of these teams might be ending up victorious, because team number 3, TSG, are still in contention. And if at all they're just gonna play it for some more time, and they could probably be getting the top 3 again for maybe like what, the 6th out of the 7th match, I guess.
Yep, once again, placement is the name of the game for Team TSG, knowing that they have a lot of kills racked up in their previous 6 games as well. As this time around February 50, they will get towards that crate and they will get whatever worth in there. Meanwhile, this time we'll see Team KMC. They will need to move in a circle, but unfortunately, they do not really have much obstacles in front of them. As team number 10, Fabulous 50, they are within the circle, so they can try and get a good position and wait for the other teams to actually come into the circle, as the circle will be closing in shortly once again.
Well, yes, we just need to see what's going to be the case between these teams, as we are going to look at Fabulous 50 just chilling out there, as they really don't need to worry about anything at this point of time. Let the others just fight it out. Let's just wait it up and try to see if they can make it onto to the top 3 in this game at least, or maybe even get the booyah, because they look to be in contention. Like I said, that all these teams are still with 4 people, but seems like KMC have no idea that team number 3 are making their way onto their right side, and I think one of their players have already spotted them out. TSG are going to deal some damage at this point of time, but the one good thing which KMC have at this point is going to be the cover, which even TSG can make their most use of, as we're going to look at them at loggerheads against each other, and they might just be trying to take down people at this point of time. And I think that could very much be the case, and all 8 of them are right in the middle of the zone. I mean, right inside the safe zone, and that's going to be a double kill coming in, and that is going to be one person going down for KMC. Beg your pardon, there are still 3 people coming in for KMC. There is one of them going down, a couple of them with, all the 3 of them with the scar health. So pretty interesting to see what will be the case, because in about a minute we might be seeing the new zone coming in, and that is not going to be a point of that's not going to be something which will go well with TSG Army as well as KMC, because looking at what they have, they need to make their way onto the new zone, and I think they will not be able to do that unless one of these teams are going to cross each other. And seems like a couple of guys from team number 3 are making it from the right hand side completed, as well as one more person making his way from the right, and maybe he might just be going on for the flank. I'm not really sure whether that is going to be the idea. Seems like that's going to be the idea. He's going to spot both the people from KMC, but he's going to get taken out there, and that is going to leave it with one person down for team TSG, as that's going to be one more person who might be just going out for KMC, and a couple of them are going to be really low, and they are going to make sure the wood is going to go down as well. So that's going to be a 2-on-3 coming in favor of TSG. Maybe if at all, I think in about 15 more seconds, if they could just play the time out, they might be looking at one more casualty coming in from KMC, because TSG are really close to the zone, and so are team number 6. But if at all they have a lot of utilities, if they have a lot of health and med kits and all of that, they might even be waiting at the zone to see if team number 6 are trying to make it outside, and maybe they can just take the kill from their side. We're going to look at KMC trying to take out Shahid. Shahid's going to go down, and however, they are right behind the zone, so this is going to allow them and buy them some time, and I really don't think Shahid would be able to make it again. They are going to leave him behind. Ritik as well as his teammate are going to leave Shahid behind, and they're going to leave him for dead, and I really don't think there could have been any other outcome from that, as we're going to look at KMC's player who is going to get 2 kills for himself as well as his team, as we are down with 5 teams, and the only 2 teams with just 2 people in their side are going to be KMC as well as TSG, and seems like there is going to be some kind of a fight coming in from KMC as well as team number 7, who happen to be I think GJ Kings, and TSG Army are going to go down. What a play coming in there from GJ Kings, as they have been the new kill leaders in this game as of what it stands right now, as we are right now down to just 3 teams and 12 people alive. All the 3 teams have all the 4 players intact, so this is going to be interesting. Maybe this is going to be the game which GJ Kings have been looking forward to. Can we look at a new team which could probably get a booyah, or can it be Illuminati who could get their second and make sure that they are going to prove a point that they are still into this game, as GJ Kings are going to have a fight between Fabulous 50. Little do we forget that they are still there, and we might just be seeing one person from GJ Kings going down. Meanwhile, Fabulous 50 are going to get one person down as well, so that's going to be 1 down for both these players, and we are going to look at GJ Kings. This is going to be really interesting to see what kind of an outcome this fight is going to have, as we're going to look at all the three of the teams trying to fight it out against each other. But I think GJ Kings have a really good chance of winning this. They might just get their first booyah at this point, because all the 4 of them in their team are still alive, and look at that, that's going to be 1 more kill coming in their favor. Make that 2, and that is going to leave them into a 4-on-3 advantage, and we're going to look at 10 kills already there for GJ Kings, and he is going to flag it out, and that's going to be 1 more going in their favor, and this is going to lead them into a 4-on-2, and one of them is going to be knocked out. So this is all about this one person from Team Illuminati who is still going to be alive, and he needs to go and try to save it. But the fact is, he's right into the blue zone, and I think that really is not going to help their case. And there you have it. We are going to look at GJ Kings having their first booyah of the day, and what a way to get back into this game. And they are going to be in a lot of jubilation after that, as Illuminati were just so close but yet so far from that. They did get that second place which they deserved, but not a lot of points going in their favor. Just look at that, GJ Kings going out all aggressive, getting those 12 kills and getting a survival score of 300 for finishing first, and also in the process getting their points on to 540, while Illuminati were able to get it onto the second place with just 2 kills on board with a 240 pointer. Fabulous 50 yet again close for another booyah with 0 kills, with not a lot of kills, not even a single kill, that is, and 170 for their survival. And KMC and TSG Army for the second time have not made it onto the top 3, not something which they would really be worrying about because they have this consistency. However, KMC have come on pretty well from the last game. The last few games it didn't go pretty well for them. They were always coming into the bottom half of the teams, and now they have been coming onto the top half. And Team IND, not a single kill coming in from their side, just 80 points for the survival. Meanwhile, Execution and Lawless Boys getting about 5 kills each, and also getting their scores onto 160 and 145. Not the same case for Noob Army and Old Monk though. Old Monk, however, it was quite surprising that they were just able to go down as the first team to get down. That's like what, the second time in 3 games, and that's something which is not going down well for them, because when you look at the first 3 games, how these teams had been playing, Old Monk were giving a lot of fight. They were giving a good fight on to TSG. First game, I think they came about the 3rd or 4th place, and then in the second game they got the booyah, and in the 3rd game again they were just this close of getting onto the booyah, but they eventually lost that on to TSG, and then all of that is going right down to the drain. I mean, it looks like right after game 4, we're looking at Old Monk going down the downward spiral. I think the whole strategy of what was happening in Bermuda and Purgatory is totally different, and that's something which is not really working out for them, and I think it's time for them to step up, because I really don't think the chance of them making it to the first place is going to be pretty easy. But I'm pretty sure if at all they get like what Illuminati got in their 5th game, about 20 kills, and maybe even winning it.
Something out of the world. I mean,
I mean, anyway, we are in towards our last game after this, so they have to play their hearts out if they really want to make it to the top two spots to actually secure themselves into the grand final, which will be in Indonesia. But it is still all to play for all of these teams, and I'm not too sure what to expect in the final game because what we see in the map of Purgatory, the action is so fast paced. So depending on where you actually drop and how you actually take your approach to the map is so important, especially in this map.
Well, yes, the early fight's not really working out for all these people because we've seen almost all of them trying to go for that, but that really did not work out because we just saw Illuminati and maybe sometimes TSG working well for them, but that's not something which you usually expect from a map like Purgatory because when you're going to see what happens for the other teams, that's not the same case with like what happened for the other teams as well. So I think it's just about time we're just going to wait and see what's going to happen because we still have I think sitting pretty is gonna be TSG, and all they probably would be needing, maybe a top three finish would be helping them out, and also in the same way, Illuminati are just gonna for them in TSG's point of view, what I feel would be going in their mind is maybe try to get Illuminati eliminated pretty soon, and also end up in a top three finish because they have been consistent. They have been like what out of the 7 games we've been playing, we've been seeing, they have finished in the top three about 5 times, and I think about three Buyers for them. So that's something which is not going to go well with the other teams because they have a lot of work to do, and we have just been seeing different winners after that. Because out of the 7 games we've been playing, we've just seen GJ Kings getting one, Illuminati getting one, then we had Fab 50 getting one, and also All Monks getting one. So that's the unpredictability of this game, and I think no team is like able to get those wins as consistent as TSG, and I think that's a point to worry. So the only way the other teams can probably try to get on to the top two, or maybe even try for that, is maybe if at all TSG are going to go down in the first few minutes of the game. But that seems to be pretty impossible. Not pretty impossible, but I would say improbable the way they have been playing. So I think that's about time where we're going to see what's going to happen, as we will be getting live with the final game of this BO8 series of the Indian qualifiers for the Asia Invitational for Free Fire from Garena to see which of these 10 teams are going to make it on to Indonesia representing India and also having a shot at that tournament and getting the exposure and getting the experience of and the pride of representing the nation out there at Indonesia. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be seeing you on the other side of the break with game number 8. This is Tangenberg, also known as Rita Mashal, and joining me for the next game is going to be
Trevor, and we will join you for the final game, so do not miss any action.
welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are for the last game of the day, where we will be figuring out which of these are going to be the two teams which will be representing India at the Asia Invitational. And it all comes down to this. We started with about more than 600 plus teams registering for this tournament, and then now we are here with just 12 teams, or maybe just 10 teams into the server, where we're just going to find out who are going to be the two of them. As by the way, guys, for the people who just joined us, this is Stangenberg, also known as Sriram Michelle, and joining me for this last game for one last time is going to be
Trevor. I have been his co-caster for today and will bring you all the coverage since the start. I mean, from game 1 to game 7, and finally we are at the climax, the penultimate round of this Asia Invitational for this India qualifier. So, who is going to secure the top 2 spots? This all after how we finish off this last map. And ladies and gentlemen, we are already into the map, so another 30 seconds before the plane takes off, and which of these two teams will be the representative of India. Just write who you think will actually join us right down in the comment below, so we will know what you guys think at home.
Well, actually, yeah, you can just start spamming it out in the comment section, because we all want to know. As we are going to kick off this game in about now to see which of these 10 teams are going to make it, which of the 10 teams out of which 2 of them will be making it for Indonesia. So the road to Indonesia is going to begin, or maybe just end here at the end of these 20 minutes, to see what is going to be the case, as the plane's going to start from Crossroads, going all the way up to Fire Brigade to see what is going to be the case. We already see team number 5 making their way on a Crossroads. I guess they are going to drop it right onto that side. And we're going to look at team number 8, who are going to join, team number 7 as well, maybe going on to Brasilia. As we're going to look at team number 10 making their way onto Quarry, team number 4 dropping down towards the right hand side of Golf Course, maybe making their way along with team number 2 onto Central, because that's how it looks like they might be going on to. As we are going to look at Lawless Boys making their way all across to, they are making their way along with team number 2 onto Central to see what is going to be the case. Pretty interesting to see what might be the case. This might be just going either ways for them.
Yep, so early battles on the cards here, as both Team Lawless Boy and Nexus, they are towards the same province. So we'll see whether who will want to take the aggression first, whether they just grab one gun and go for the kills first, knowing that kills will give you the most points in the game, and it is so important. Especially this is the last round, so everything comes down to this game to see who will be the representative at the end of these maps, as we'll see the first kill coming for Kukirat, and that is a good start.
And the perfect start they would be wanting on for, because we've seen that from TSG are going to go all guns blazing at this point of time, because at this point of time they could just go for anything. All they need to do is just get those kills and maybe try to go on for that. And we are going to look at Team IND, who have already been eliminated. This is something which is massive. This was just about 1 minute into the game, and we already see a team going down. What a play coming in from TSG Army. They just get about 3 kills coming in. As KMC are maybe they might be just going down. We're going to look at 2 teams, team 6 and 7, trying to find it out. We already see about a couple of knockouts coming in against... Oh, this is going to be another team going down. KMC are going to go down as well. So this is a fight between TSG and GJ Kings, because already they have a wipe for themselves heading so early into the game. It's already just under 2 minutes, and we already see 2 teams going down, leaving this count to just 10 teams into this game, and 31 people alive into this server. So this is going right down to the wire the moment the game number 8 had started, as we are going to look at Noob Army making their way again to team number 7 to see if they can take a fight. And meanwhile, we're going to look at team number 2 and 4 at the same vicinity, and we are going to look at Nexusion, who are going to get one, and this might be going in their favor again, because this is now going to lead them into a 4-on-3 advantage, and seems like Ayush is going to go down, and that's going to be a trade coming in. And we're going to look at one more person probably be going down from their side, which is going to lead them into a 3-on-3. So team number 4 still have it in their bag. And meanwhile, it's going to be Ashu who's not going to spot him out. We're going to look at one more person coming in out of nowhere, and that's going to leave one more team going down. Execution, one of the favorites to win this map, are going to go down as well. So it feels like every minute we're going to see a team going down, and that seems to be the case, especially in this map when everything is at stake and everything is going the way TSG wanted to go. As Lawless boys are going to get it. They have got this really good start for the first time in these 8 games, and I think they just want to capitalize on that, because usually they never go for the fights at the start of the game, and this time they did go for it, and it just turned out to be fruitful for them. And the same case for GJ Kings. They went to their first fight and they were able to get they were able to bear the fruits for that, as we are going to look at what is going to be the case. 27 people still alive, and we're going to look at a fight between team number 7 and 8. We're going to look at Mr. Irish taking a lot of damage there from one of the guys from team number 7. They ride across the boundary, they ride across the building. They can probably spot them out. 2 people from team number 8 making their way from the right hand side, and we are going to look at J-Storm, who is going to get tagged for some kind of a damage, about 75% still with him, as he is going to fight it out to see if he can do something about it. This is going right down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to look at Old Monk. For a change, haven't gone down so early into the game, as they are going to look at team number 10, and they might just be trying to take a fight with them. Fabulous 50, who happen to be team number 10, are right in the vicinity of team number 5, who happen to be Old Monk, to see if they can make a fight, if they can take a fight between themselves. It's going to be interesting. This is going to be right down to the wire and lit.
Yep, and team number 5 and team number 10, they are sharing the same compound, but unfortunately they do not want to take the fight. They are just spreading it out. And Team Fabulous 50, they are playing towards this low ground, so they have some cover behind these trees, behind the hills. As Fabulous 50, they are still trying to get the best opportunity before they actually go in for the fight, knowing that Team 5 is quite close to the vicinity, and the intro, he gets shot down, so his team will really need to come in for the trade kill, or would just have to sacrifice him, as looks like he gets taken down, as Daddy Yash will finish him off with that Scar L. And they lose one member, and they cannot afford to lose member if they want to make it to the grand finals, because this is the last game. The kill points are so important, especially for the teams who are sitting towards that mid table. And there you go. This time around we are following Team Noob Army. They still have 4 members alive, but they do not have any kills to their name, so they really need to start to rack up the kills, as there's only like 22 more kills to be taken in their favor. But they're not going to find anything yet, as they are safe within the next circle, at least for the moment.
Well, yes, this is going to be interesting to see what is going to be the case, because we're going to look at GJ Kings, who are making their way right on to where team number 8 were there, as they are making their way away, as we're going to look at team number 3 as well on to the other side of the hill to see what they might be doing, as we're going to look at J-Storm, who is making his way, and Mr. Irish and J-Storm might be just in the middle of a fight at this point of time, as they are right on to loggerheads against each other, right opposite to each other, and they might just be going on for a fight. Seems like Noob Army trying to play it really safe, while we're going to look at TSG already with 3 kills onto their back, trying to make their way on to Illuminati, and seems like it's going to be Anjaying who is going to be spotted, but seems like Gurkhirat is going to try to take him out, and we might just be seeing a kill coming in on his favor, but that foam is going to make sure that he is going to live for some more time, and maybe that's going to give him enough time for him to go for the heal, and maybe just try to make a way for himself, trying to get outside, force himself outside to make sure he is not going to go down, because this fight is going to be really interesting. This fight could probably tell what is going to be the scene in the scoreboard, because if at all any of these teams are going to go down so early into the game, that might be giving the other one the advantage, because all at this point I think TSG need to do is just shut down Illuminati at this point, and if they are able to do that, they might just be looking at themselves representing the nation at Indonesia, if at all they're just going to do that, as Lawless boys are going to spot out. They are going to spot one person from team number 7, and they are going to take them out, and there's going to be one person from team number 4 who's going to go down, who happens to be Fahad, while we are going to look at Upesh and his teammates trying to help them out, as J Kings are waiting safe waiting patiently to see if they can make a fight for themselves, as Fahad is probably going to go down. That is going to be a kill coming in for GJ Kings, as Lawless Boys, however, are trying to go for this fight. They are trying to go for the flank. They might just be spotting out people from GJ Kings, and I think this would be going for a fight again in their favor, while we're going to look at them trying to spot them out against each other right across their buildings to see if they can do something about that.
Yep, a big mistake there by Fahad. I mean, he was alone. I mean, the three of his members was a little bit far behind, but him taking the shot, giving away his position, and team number 7, they move in for the kill, and now they have the man advantage. So team Lawless Boys, do they want to go in for the kills, or they would just run away position? As this time around we see, looking at the favorites team, TSG, they are making their way to the circle, trying to get a good position and wait for the remaining teams to actually walk into their crosshair when the blue circle actually closes in.
Well, seems like this might be going for either ways, and meanwhile we're going to look at one of the players from GJ Kings getting this kill right onto Upesh, and that is, however, gonna probably help them out by, just going for the revive and maybe just, regrouping themselves. But then this is gonna be pretty interesting because 7 teams are still into this fight, 25 people still alive, and just a couple of teams who are at Brasilia, and we're gonna look at Fabulous 50, one person down already. They are trying to make their way into the safe zone, which should be a pretty easy one because they are already onto the golf course, and the safe zone is just bordering across the golf course, and I think that would be something helping them out. And we're going to look at a couple of nades being cooked, and seems like Lawless Boys might be looking at one person who might be going down, but that clearly is not going to be the case. But no, there's going to be one who's going to go down at the ground floor, courtesy of that shot coming in from RK, as Upesh is probably going to go and try to spot them out. All the 4 people from team number 7 are still alive. GJ Kings could have this fight for them, and they are trying to make their way and try to make sure that they are getting this fight into their favor, because they already have about 5 kills, and this might be just going in their favor. That's going to be Upesh who's going to get knocked down. 2 more people from team number 4 still alive, and that's going to be one more guy going down, and that is just left with one person, and he might just be going down the moment this smoke is going to go out, and this is going to be a catastrophe for him. But he, however, manages to just escape from that. He is just going to jump out, and he is going to just just go away from that. He's going to make his run. He's right across. He's just going right in front of him, and he might just be going down, and this is going to be interesting to see if they can probably get that. He is going to just slip away from the hands of GJ Kings, and that is, but no, that's not going to be the case. It's Art, as RJ as well as Jigger are going to make sure that GJ Kings are going to make sure that they are going to go down. What a play coming in from them. As we're going to look at Mr. Irish, who's going to get that 1 kill. He might be just, taking the both of them, and that is going to be 2 kills coming in their favor. And all of a sudden, within seconds, we just see GJ Kings with the last person alive, who happens to be Storm, making his way. He's just making his way outside, and he's just trying to spot out some other person who can probably spot him out, but no, he's going at the wrong side, and he just might be met upon by DSG, not something which he was looking forward to, and that is going to be maybe the end for GJ Kings if he is going to try to pick this fight up. But no, he's going to retreat himself. He's going to go for the retreat, and he might just be spotted by another team. Team number 7 and team number 3 are right after GJ King's Storm's life, so this is going to be interesting to see if he can do something. But Gurkeeran is going to make sure the TSG army are going to send GJ Kings out of game number 8, as they are going to pick their 4th kill, and I think TSG army are very much in contention of making it.
And once again securing the top 5. So that is 7 out of 8 times getting into the top 5. And what a play there by TSG, and still having 5 members alive. They are looking to finish it strong. They want to finish on a booyah as well. And they want to put pressure on all the other teams to actually rack up the remaining points to try and be second fiddles and try to win out that second place, because looking likely that TSG should be winning out this whole thing with what a consistent performance over the 8 maps that have been played so far.
Well, this is going to be interesting. We're going to look at team number 3 as well as Noob Army, who's going to fight it out. This is going to be interesting. He's just jumping his way across, and that is going to end his life. And that is going to be TSG Army, who are going to be the new kill leaders, as Noob Army are trying to retreat. And there you have it. Noob Army are going to go down as well, which is going to leave them with just 4 teams. And that's going to be a lot of damage coming in. And from the from the zone, and we're going to look at TSG Army helping, one of the players, Basio, helping his teammates, trying to get those health kits and trying to get the heal onto them as they are making their way right in front, as they are going to be safe for at least some more time, as Fabulous 50 are lurking closely right in front of team number 5. 4 teams remaining, 14 people alive, and within a minute we're going to see the zone popping out to see what is going to be the case. We're going to look at Pishnoy as well as Sriharsh and his teammates making his way from behind to see if this is going to go in their favor. That Ayush is going to he's going to spot out people from team number 10, so this is interesting to see what is going to be the case. The drop landing right in front of team number 5 players. Bishnoy is going to get taken for some kind of a damage, but he is going to evade that, and it's going to be Old Monk Sriharsh who's going to get that one on the Star-Lord, which is going to leave them with just 3 people and make that 2 if at all Roy the Killer is going to get that, as Old Monk are hitting back in style, and seems like that is not going to be the case. We're going to look at the foam who's going to do some kind of a help for Roy the Killer to go for that, but it seems like Vishnu as well as Sriharsh are going to go right behind. There's going to be a fight between all of them. 2 of them are going to get knocked out, which is going to leave them into a one-on-one between each other. And there you have it. Fabulous 50 are going to get eliminated as well. 3 teams remaining, 11 people alive in this server, and this is going to go right down to the wire. It seems like Oilwork have a really good chance of winning this, because all the 4 people are still alive into this, and I think this is going to be the time where we're going to see which of these teams are going to end up victorious. And yet again, TSG in the top 3, so this is going to be interesting. They're going to go right in front of TSG. We're going to look at one person who's just going to go down and drop to his death, and we are going to look at almost walking, ziplining their way onto their death. And we are going to look at just 2 teams in this. 9 kills already for TSG. Looks like they have this win in their bag, and I think it's just about time where they're going to see this. 7 people alive, 2 teams remaining. It is going to be right down to the wire, and it's going to be Illuminati against TSG, something we had been waiting for right from game number 3 or game number 4, but seems like this is finally going to happen. We're going to see Illuminati and Gurkirat and his teammates, who happen to be TSG, going to fight it out for the last zone. In about 50 seconds, we're going to see what is going to be the case, and both the teams are making their way onto the safe. So this is going to be interesting to see what is going to be the case at this point of time, as we will be looking at what are they going to do. The zone is going to close in about some more time. 40 seconds, we're going to see what's going to happen to see if this is going to be the last fight we're going to see, because in about some more time we're going to see the game end. We're just going to see what will be the case. 7 people alive, and we will probably be looking at both these. Maybe if at all Blackhawk is going to make sure, or maybe if Illuminati are going to make sure they're going to win this, they have a really good chance of being second at least, because TSG Army, I think they would have already been making it, because this is going to be their 6th top 3 finish in their 8 games. So that's something which they can probably brag about, and already 3 booyahs in their favor, and this is going to be interesting to see what is going to happen. 3 more seconds, we're going to see the zone close in, but the one good thing is that both the teams are right into the zone. One good thing for team number 1, Illuminati, is that they are right in cover, but that could probably be as a disadvantage as well, because they have a lot of grenades coming in their favor for team number 3 and TSG, but then the angle might just be helping them out. It's just about time where we're going to see what's going to happen, as team number 1 and team number 3 will be fighting it out pretty soon, and we're going to look at Illuminati with not even a single kill coming in, and they are already into the top 2. So not a lot of points will be coming in their favor in terms of their kills, but definitely the placement points are going to help them out. So we are going to see what's going to happen, as the next zone might just be favoring, I guess it just might be favoring team number 3, and yes, it does. That is the
Illuminati. They have to walk into the crosshair of TSG, and with a man disadvantage, is not looking likely that they can actually pick up their second booyah. So looking like TSG will be keeping their 50% rate of this booyah intact. But the shots still need to be made. Illuminati can even come up with a sneaky play, so we'll see, as this final battle will be getting on the way, as TSG, they are already celebrating victory. They know that Illuminati have to walk into their crosshair, and it's just waiting as they're even breaking down all the cover that they possibly have. So
this is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. 3 more seconds, we're going to see Blackhawk and his team is going to come out, but it seems like Vasir is going to go down. What a change of what a turn of events this is proving to be. We're going to look at people from team number 1 trying to make it out. One person from Illuminati might just be going out, and this is going to be Ritik, who is going to probably try to save his teammate, but seems like Blackhawk is going to go down, and is going to be just one person remaining for team number 1, and we might just be looking at TSG winning it out, and we might be just looking at that, as TSG Army looking at this one person. Anjay is going to be the last person for Illuminati. which is going to lead them into 1 or 3 situations. The Nate being primed up, he's going to be against all the 3 people. The Nate is going to just land right onto them. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your winners of this game. Yet again, TSG Army for the 4th time in these 8 games. And what a play this is proving to be. 3 of them alive till the end. TSG Army might be one of the teams, Screw might be, they will be one of the teams who will be making it on to, Indonesia representing India. It's just about time where we're going to see what is going to be the case, as there